guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber, and in this video I'm going to be doing a full 11x11 solve. So this is going to be a pretty long video. As you can see, this is the full solve that has not been slowed down at all. I think it's around 45 minutes or so. We'll see at the end. But yeah, this is just going to be a pretty relaxed, chill video. I'm just going to be doing a basic Q&A. I asked you guys for some questions on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So we're going to kind of go through and just take a look at some of these comments and questions and see what I can answer. So this video, it's just going to be pretty chill. So let's see. Oh man, we've got 113 comments on Instagram. Alright, so let's just go through these. Why is the Oolong been your main for so long? Well, pretty simple. It's the cube that has just worked the best for me after all of this time. I haven't found a cube that turns as nicely and performs as nicely for my turning style as the Oolong V2 has. Or had. Yeah, has, I guess. Let's see. Full OLL or PLL? Definitely PLL, especially PLL first before you learn full OLL. What do you like most about online communities such as YouTube and competition interactions? Are there any differences other than the obvious ones, and how do you benefit from each type of cubing community? Well, that's a really interesting question. I really enjoy both of these communities and interactions. I will start with that. I really like the YouTube community, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's just I really feel like I can connect with you guys at a larger scale, I guess. Like I can connect with all of you, whereas at a competition, I only get to talk to a few of you. Granted, it is quite a few of you at competitions, but and it is more face-to-face, which I like, but I just really enjoy making videos and reading all of your comments. I like being able to kind of instantly get responses and feedback. I really enjoy that. Yeah, so I really like the YouTube community. It's just, I really enjoy being a part of it. And competitions are real fun, but I gotta be honest, sometimes it feels a little bit overwhelming because there's so many people that are trying to talk to me, and I don't know, it can just get kind of crazy, but I really do enjoy it at the same time. It's like I really enjoy meeting all of you guys and hearing what you guys have to say. I really like it. So I'm not really complaining. It's just that it can get kind of hectic, but competitions are always a lot of fun. I always have a lot of fun at competitions, so yeah. Should I worry about getting WCA/big cubes or non-WCA puzzles first? I don't know. Depends on what you're into. If you're into speed cubing, I would pretty much just go for, WCA puzzles. But if you want to get into collecting or you're not really planning on going to competitions or anything, then yeah, you should go for some non-WCA puzzles. They're a lot of fun. Why do you like to make videos? What part of it drives you to continue doing YouTube? Well, I kind of talked about it earlier. I really like interacting with you guys, and I really like, hearing from you guys and talking to you guys, really. I enjoy it. Plus, the whole experience of making a video, I just love it. It's absolutely great. At this point, since I've done it so much, it's not really hard anymore. It's just very enjoyable, and I like the process of doing it. Yeah, it's great. And I love to see my channel grow and see that people are enjoying my videos, and it really kind of drives me to keep making them better and continuing to try new things. So, yeah. Why do you change your intro/music, and which one so far has been your favorite? Well, my favorite intro so far is the one that I have now. I really like that one. And the reason why I change the music all the time is because I don't want to just stick with one song. I don't like that, because then it kind of gets repetitive really fast. So I like to try and change it every video. I don't know if everybody likes that, but I know a lot of people do, and especially for people who like to binge videos, it can get really repetitive really fast hearing the same intro music over and over and over and over and over again. It even annoys me listening to it, editing, so I try to change it up every video. Sometimes I can't find a song that I really like, so I just use one that I've used before, but I haven't had to do that very much because NCS is awesome and they always come out with new songs that are great. Anyway, also this kind of brings into the next question. What sorts of music do you listen to? I pretty much like all kinds of electronic music, so EDM, house, dubstep, like drum and bass. There's a bunch of different types. I can't really think of them all, but all that kind of stuff I really enjoy. So yeah. Have you tried blindfolded? I have not, actually. Actually, no. I think I did once try to learn blindfolded, but it was really confusing, and I really didn't get past the conceptual stage. So, anyway. Did you ever think you were going to get this far in your YouTube channel? No, I never thought I was. And I know a lot of people say that, but realistically, my biggest goal was, I think, 250 subscribers when I first started. I think there was kind of like an inkling in the back of my mind, like, maybe this could get bigger, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen. I thought that was just a fantasy that I had and that it was never going to come true. So I'm so grateful that it has, because I've just been blown away by the growth of my channel recently. It's been absolutely great, and you guys are the best. All right. Which YouTubers inspired you to do what you are doing? Which ones still make you want to work harder and make better videos? Man, I really like this question. The YouTubers that inspired me to start a YouTube channel were Pi and Red KB. And I think also a lot of the smaller YouTubers at the time, which I guess were the bigger ones. So like Pesvic, Monkey Dude, and Throst, which you guys might not remember because they don't really post anymore. But yeah, and there was a bunch of other smaller channels that I also enjoyed watching. I probably don't post anymore. And yeah, the channels that continually make me want to work harder is actually the Cubeologist and Sio the King or Chris Olsen. Their videos are so good. I honestly sometimes feel like they're better. Yeah, they are better than mine. What am I talking about? And so it always pushes me to try and make my videos better, and not to make them and not in competition with them, but their videos are so good that it really makes me want to up the quality of my videos. Not so I can try and beat them or anything like that. It's not that at all. But I'm just really inspired by their videos. I think they're so good. So yeah. All right. Tips for learning F2L from beginner's method, as I'm still struggling with this. It takes time. I remember when I first learned F2L, it took me a while to adjust. I guess it wasn't that long. It was maybe a couple of weeks before my times started to at least be the same as they were before I started improving. Definitely learn intuitive F2L. Don't rely on algorithmic F2L. Later on, you can learn algorithms for hard cases, but starting out, you should definitely just stick with intuitive and just learn how the pieces work and how they move. And yeah, I guess that's my best advice. Any personal favorite cubes of 2016? Example, the Gogwan, the new Moyu cubes, etc. I guess my favorite 3x3 from 2016 is probably the Yuxiao. I really like that cube. Favorite cube in general, I don't know. It's probably, I think it's probably just the same, the Yuxiao. I don't really have a favorite puzzle, I guess. That's not a 3x3 particularly. I don't know. I'm just going to go with that. How would you rate the progression of older cubing companies like Dian or possibly Moyu? I don't know. I mean, as far as the progression that Dian went throughout the years, their cubes kept getting better until the Panchi. And Moyu, in my opinion, their best cube was the Aolong V2, so all of their cubes since then haven't been as good, and the Aolong V2 came out a long time ago, so I feel like they're kind of going downhill now, and eventually, I think very soon, another company will replace them, like Yushin, or something completely different, who knows. So yeah. How has the cubing community changed over time? Well, when I started cubing, it definitely was nowhere near as big as it is now. That's for sure. I started cubing in 2010, and the best 3x3 back then was a Guhong, which was revolutionary. But that was, I was cubing in the time when F2s and alphas and A5s and Type 2s and like the Shengshou Type F2, man, that was a popular cube. Everyone had one of those. I never did, but whatever. And so it was very small, I guess. I think the biggest channel was me, myself, and Pi, who had like probably 10,000 subscribers or something like that. I remember when Red KB had like 2,000 subscribers or something. It was ridiculous. It was so long ago. But yeah, it's definitely gotten much bigger than I would have imagined. It's there's so many people into it now, and it's getting coverage in the news. There's the cubing channels are growing so large. The Maui Sha, as you guys may know, this largest cubing channel, it's a Spanish cuber, has, I think, close to 850,000 subscribers, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's definitely going to be hitting 1 million soon, which is crazy to think about. So yeah, it's really has evolved quite a bit. There's a much heavier focus on speed cubes and all the different options that there are now. There really was not that many options back in the day, I guess. Like the best 4x4 was probably an Ishin or like a QJ or something like that. I mean, there was so few options for cubes back then than there were now. The highest order puzzle was probably a 7x7, I think, or maybe the Yushin 11x11 was out then, or the 9x9 or something, like the Yushin 9x9. But yeah, it's definitely grown so much bigger than I would have thought it would have. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just going through comments right now. Alright. There's obviously a lot of improvement for bigger cubes. How drastically do you think the mechanisms will change? I don't think big cube mechanisms are going to change that much. It's really just kind of anything bigger than a 15x15, and you're really going to start using Oscar's floating anchor design, which was used in 17x17 and Corn Puzzles 22x22. If those puzzles ever get mass produced, that will be crazy, but I don't think the mechanisms are going to change that much, really, because I can't see how they could change. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a cube designer, but yeah, I think that the biggest we'll probably get to is like a 22x22. I can't imagine that a bigger cube would even really be possible, but then again, that's what they said about a cube bigger than a 5x5 back in the day, so who knows? All right. Do you think you're ever going to get tired of cubing or stop cubing? Yeah, I mean, I've seen my interest decrease over time, I guess. Certain things that I'm not as interested in, like certain events or anything, but I don't think I'm going to stop cubing for a long time. And even if I decided to, I guess, retire maybe from YouTube or from speed cubing or whatever, I'd probably just kind of start focusing solely on another aspect of it, like collecting, which I'm already kind of getting back into. That's something that, I really have kind of been losing interest in speed cubing recently. Not that I want to stop solving, but like just all the new speed cubes and stuff, I'm just not interested in them anymore. I really don't like reviewing them. And yeah, I just kind of want to get more into modding, into collecting, into big cubes, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think I would ever really quit fully. At least if I decided to stop solving, I'd still at least keep my puzzles, or some of them, and solve them every once in a while. What method do you use for the 11x11? I'm guessing reduction. You are correct. I am using reduction. I don't really think another method exists that's at all practical. So, yeah. How many videos did you make before you made the channel, and how does your whole family feel about your cubing? Oh man, gosh, it's probably an exaggeration, but probably hundreds of videos before I started my channel. Before I had my channel, I just like wanted a channel, and so I was like, maybe I'll just like make videos and one day I'll upload them or something like that. I didn't really know exactly what I was thinking, but I just wanted to make videos so badly that I just made these really terrible videos. I think I even uploaded one of them that I found. Most of them I've deleted, but they're just like with a super like potato camera. You know, and I was real little. I didn't know what I was doing, but I enjoyed it back when I was doing it. So as far as how my whole family feels about it, they're very supportive, and I'm very grateful to them for that. They've always been supportive of my channel and of my cubing, so that's great. Try to say all methods you know for all cubes. Oh boy. I mean, as far as for WCA puzzles, I basically I use CFOP for 3x3, Yao for 4x4, and then reduction for anything, 5x5 and above. Ortega for 2x, or I guess Verisano for 2x2, I should call it that. And I guess like Pyraminx, I don't know what method I use for Pyraminx. I think it's some weird method that I came up with that's not really LBL and not really keyhole, but it's like somewhere in between. It's weird. And then Scube, I use Sarah Strong Intermediate for Scube. That's really all I can think of as far as WCA puzzles. So anyway, I don't do blindfolded, so yeah. What cameras have you used and use now since the day you started YouTube? Okay, well, when I first started out, I used my brother's camera, which was a Canon T2i. And then very soon after I started my channel, he actually moved out. And so he, of course, took his camera with him, and I was kind of stuck at that point. So I decided to use up a lot of my savings and go buy a camcorder, and I bought the Sony HDR CX190. And then I lost that camera at Worlds. Again, honestly, I can't figure out if I exactly lost it or if it was stolen. I assume it was stolen, but yeah, I think it was either lost or stolen, along with my 7x7 barrel, which it was also very sad. I might build another one of those soon. I don't know. So after that, I bought a Sony HDR CX220, so just like the next version of that camera. And then I used that for a long time before I finally upgraded to a DSLR, and I got the Canon T3i, as some of you guys may know. And then recently, I also just upgraded again to the Sony a6000, which I really, really like. So those are all the cameras I've used. Okay. What was it like cubing at school, if you ever took a cube to school? What was everyone's reaction watching you solve? Well, people's reactions seeing me solve a cube is often very different. I guess not often, but it's sometimes different. Most of the time it's the same, and it's, the same stereotypical stuff that you guys all know about. And I don't know, I don't really cube at school much, only if I'm bored and I have nothing better to do. I usually do keep a cube in my backpack, just, in case I want to cube, but normally a lot of people know about it by now at my school, so, they don't really care, I guess, or at least as much as they used to. It's just kind of whatever. So I can kind of cube in peace, really, because no one really bothers me that often anymore. I think we're getting to the end of the Instagram comments, but we'll see. There's a bit more. If you were to take a 3-month break, how long would it take for you to get back to where you are? It'd probably take a couple weeks of normal practicing, I guess. I remember when I stopped doing 4x4 for a while, I kind of dropped I think probably about 10 seconds off my average, but I got that back relatively fast. I just had to, solve for a couple of days, and, for bigger events like 7x7, I've probably dropped a couple of minutes, because I haven't solved 7x7 in a long time, but it wouldn't take me that long to kind of get back into it. I would just need a bit of time. So yeah, if you could only have one cube for the rest of your life, what would it be? Also, what are your thoughts on the Fengshi Xishuang 55mm? Well, one cube for the rest of my life. I don't know. Probably my favorite 3x3, which is the Aolong V2. And then my thoughts on the Fengshi Xishuang 55mm. Used to be on my main 2x2, so there's that. Do you enjoy being a cuber nowadays? That's an interesting question. Yeah, I do. I've always enjoyed being a cuber. I can't say I've ever not enjoyed it. But now I'm starting to realize that I really should be focusing on the aspects of cubing that I really enjoy, more so than, you know, what I'm not as interested in, like speed cubing. So that's why I've been wanting to get more into collecting and modding, because those are things that I'm really interested in and I really enjoy. So, you know, I guess you should expect to see more modding videos and more non-WCA unboxings and less speed cube reviews, at least for 3x3s. I still don't mind talking about other puzzles, but 3x3s I'm just burnt out. I can't think to do another 3x3 review for a long time. What is your favorite mod that you've done? Oh, definitely the 10x10 barrel. I had a lot of fun doing that. Did take a long time, but it was fun. And it is probably my favorite puzzle. At least non-WCA. What is your favorite cubing accomplishment? Oh, I'm gonna have to go with the 10x10 barrel again. Since that was a world record barrel cube for some time, I was pretty proud of that. Of course, now it has been beaten by Nerd Bubblegum's 11x11 barrel, which is absolutely great. And I know Tony Fisher's working on or at least I think he's working on a 13x13 barrel. So, yeah, but I was proud of that. What's your favorite non-WCA What's your favorite non-WCA puzzle and non-WCA brand? Well, my favorite non-WCA puzzle, probably the 3x3x4. I really like solving that one, and I actually at one point kind of got into speed cubing it, and I averaged like sub 50 or something like that. My favorite non-WCA brand? Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with Shengshou actually, because they make all the big cubes, which I love. So, yeah. Are you ever going to practice color neutral? No, I don't have any interest in becoming color neutral. At least not for a while. Definitely not before I learn full OLL. So yeah. Do you plan on reviewing a new 2x2 soon? I don't know. I was thinking about reviewing the Weipo, but that's been out for a while now, and I don't know if I want to. I'm really not very well versed in 2x2s at all. Obviously, if you've watched my 2x2 walkthrough solve video, you know that. And yeah, so anyway. Can you talk about hosting comps? I could use some tips if you have some to give. I don't really have any tips to give, and I've never hosted a competition, but it's something that I've wanted to do, and I think it would be a lot of fun. I know that LT Cuber is hosting a competition soon, so props to him for doing that. I think he might be the youngest organizer of a competition. I think I heard that somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have any tips, but I think it would be cool to organize a competition someday. All right. You're on a deserted island and you can bring a lifetime supply of only one of a certain food. What would you choose to bring? Oh boy. Well, pizza is really good, but I don't know if I'd be able to have that every day. That really wouldn't be good. So maybe like, I don't know, a type of fruit or something? I don't know. That's a hard question. What would become your main if you didn't have an Aolong? So like the Aolong V2. Probably the Yuxiao would be my main if the Aolong wasn't, I guess. Because that's my backup. What are your cubing related goals by the end of the year? If I remember correctly, I listed them out, and at one point, like at the beginning of the year, and I wanted to do more collaborations. So I've done one with Red KB, and I'm actually planning a couple more with some other people. And so it's and another one was to get a sub 10 single on 3x3. So I might be able to do that at nationals. I'm hoping. That is the only other competition I'm going to this year that I know of, unless another one gets planned in my area, which I'm not sure if it will be. Let's see. I think another one was maybe like a sub 7 single, like PB, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen because I don't really practice anymore. And maybe like learn blindfolded or something, get into a new event, like something like that. Predictions for future records and cubes. I think that there's going to be a sub 4 3x3 single eventually. I think Felix is going to get lucky and get either a massive skip, like a last layer skip, or they're just going to get real lucky. Future cubes. Well, obviously there's going to be some more Moyu 3x3s, more Moyu puzzles. I'm excited for the 15x15, the Moyu 15x15. I don't know how long it's going to be before that comes out, but hopefully it will eventually. And I don't know. Predictions for future cubes? I don't know, really. That's a tough one. So this guy wants me to talk about the quality of newer puzzle designs and what you hope will come in the future of puzzles. So newer puzzle designs, I guess specifically 3x3. Well, you guys know how I feel about that. I don't really see the point. I don't really like them that much. They don't match my turning style, a lot of these new 3x3s. And they just feel too light, too airy. So I don't know. I haven't really been liking the newer designs. And as far as the future of puzzles, I really, like I said in my Gansu 56 review, I really hope that we kind of get more options for big cubes. Like I said, as many options for 4 through 7 as we have for 3x3s would be awesome. And I know that more options are starting to come up. More companies are producing them. But yeah, and I think maybe less of a intensity on new 3x3s. Like, so many people want them. They want the new 3x3s, and I feel like it's really not necessary to get them at all. Yeah, I guess that's about it. What sport do you like? If not any, what other hobbies do you have other than cubing? Well, I really like basketball, and that's a very fun sport. I do enjoy playing basketball. I'm not on a team or anything. I don't play for the school, for my school at least, but it's still fun. I like it. And I don't know. I don't really have any other hobbies besides cubing. Pretty much spend all my time cubing and making videos. I mean, I do play video games, but like, I don't know if you'd call that a hobby. Maybe it is. Maybe you'd call it a hobby, but yeah. How important is interacting with your subscribers to you? That is very important to me, actually, and it's something that I'm wanting to do more. And I've really been thinking a lot about doing fan mail because I want to have a little bit more interaction with my subscribers. I think that would be really cool, and kind of see these personal letters or things from people that and be able to kind of thank them kind of personally, I guess, through video. I don't know, and just kind of feature my subscribers and what they've done. And yeah, it's very important to me, and that's why I love going to competitions as well and meeting people. It's really great. All right. Now I think we're close to the end. Oh boy. Okay, never mind. I think we have some more. What's your favorite video on your channel? Ooh, my favorite video. That's a tough one. My favorite video. I don't know. I really liked the 1x1 unboxing. That was really funny. And I kind of got to be pretty sarcastic in that video, which I enjoyed. Also, the 10x10 barrel video. Also because I was very proud of that cube, and that video is very popular. I think it's my second most viewed video on my channel. It has over 1 million views. It's ridiculous. So probably one of those two. All right. How long have you been on YouTube? This January, it will be 5 years. Pretty crazy. What is the hardest part when you're solving an 11 by 11? Well, definitely the centers. And it's not so much that they're hard, but they're the most tedious and they take the longest. It is, obviously the majority of this solve is the centers. And also another thing about this solve that I want to talk about real quickly, if you notice a couple of cuts, in the middle of the video, it's because there were a couple of times during the solve that my camera cut out. There's like a recording limit. So, sorry about that. All right. What do you consider the first groundbreaker speed cube? Probably the Guhong, honestly. That cube really was the first that branched out from just basically creating mods of the original Rubik's brand mechanism and really created something different. So yeah. Get a 3x3 mirror block and review it. I actually have a super old review of a mirror blocks on my channel if you really want to find that. But yeah, those are basically all of the Instagram comments. So yeah, I'm sure I skipped a couple, or just ones that I didn't really want to answer. But actually, I'm going to refresh now because there's probably more. So yeah, there's 130 now. So let's see what some of these newer ones are. How to use epoxy putty on puzzles. I'm going to make a video about that, actually. I'm going to be doing an entire modding series, hopefully soon, once I move into my new house. And that's another thing. I am actually going to be moving soon. And I'm going to have a bigger recording space, which is going to be great, and a much bigger workspace area for doing mods. So I can finally start doing a modding series that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's a beginner modding series that kind of just is very goes through all the details of starting out with modding. And one of the videos will definitely be on how to use Milliput and Epoxy Sculpt for extending, filling, and sculpting. So, all right. How many cubes are in your collection? I think around 200, if not, give or take a few. So it's somewhere around 200. Are you into Marvel/DC comics? If so, which are your favorite characters? Well, not so much into the comics, but the movies. I'm not a comic book reader, but I am an avid movie fan, and I enjoy all of the Marvel movies, and the DC movies are okay. I'm gonna get hate for this, I know, but I once heard that DC movies are the ones you watch in between Marvel movies, and I agree completely. Like for example, Batman v Superman. That was okay, but didn't compare to Civil War at all. So let's see, which are your favorite characters? Man, as far as Marvel goes, it used to be Iron Man for a long time, but right now it's probably Captain America. I really like Captain America. Originally he wasn't my favorite in the first Avengers movie and the first Captain America movie, but Captain America 2 and 3 were super awesome, and even Avengers 2, I really liked him in that one as well. Let's see. Knowing that Gogwan and Yushin have been making great cubes lately, Yushin with their big cubes and Gogwan with their 3x3, do you ever consider in the future that these two manufacturers will revolutionize the structures and mechanisms of future cubes? And do you think that these two manufacturers will be the last good brand for cubing? Well, I don't think that Gogwan, especially because Gogwan is actually just a sub-brand of Moyu, but possibly it could branch out into its own company, I guess. And Yushin, I don't know if they're going to revolutionize speed cubes, but I think they could make them better. Like I said before, I'm not a cube designer, so I don't know all of about cube designing, so I don't know if another revolutionary design is really possible, or what is even considered revolutionary, really. But I don't think they'll be the last good brand for cubing. But I mean, new cubes are really never going to stop coming out, I don't think. So there's always going to be another cube, another brand, really. I don't know. Maybe they will be the last good brand, though. It's like, how many more designs can you really make before you've used up every one? Who knows? All right. What do you think about Curvy Copter being added as an event? Well, I haven't heard anything about that officially. I don't think they've even talked about it ever, but that would be cool, I guess. It seems a bit weird that they would add that as an event over like any other puzzle ever. But I don't know. I'd be down for Curvy Copter being an event. That's a fun puzzle. What is your favorite side event? Oh, I don't know exactly what would be considered a side event. I mean, the only event, I guess, side event that I really do is OH, which isn't really a side event. I don't know. I don't do feet, I don't do clock, and I don't do square one. So I can't really think of any other ones. Maybe Big Cube Blindfolded, which I don't do either. So, I don't know. Why green? Because green's my favorite color. Do you think solves under 6 moves should count? I don't know. I don't think so, really. I mean, a 6-move scramble, especially like for 2x2, let's say, is kind of ridiculous. Like a 6-move solution, I guess. And I don't know about that. How do you feel about cubing companies making more 3x3 cubes rather than newer 4x4 through 7x7? Would you rather have more options to choose from in the bigger cubes category? Definitely. And I also have obviously talked about this in my way long GTS review. And I think it would be way better, or I think it would be great to have more options for 4x4 through 7x7. When will you do a mains video? I don't know if I will do one. I've recently updated my Cuber profile in the Cubicle, which can be found through the link in my description, in all of my videos. And that one has all of my mains on it. So, I don't know, and I'm going to try and keep updating that whenever I change my mains, so that it will always be up to date. Because I haven't updated it in a long time, but I recently did. There wasn't really much to update, though. My mains haven't really changed. If you could add any event to the WCA, what would it be? I've always wanted cuboids to become an event. I think they're cool, and they're similar enough to actual puzzles, like the puzzles that are already in the WCA, that I think would be cool if they were, if they were actually added in, especially the 3x3x-N cuboids. So 3x3x2, 4, 5, 6, all of those. Why don't you learn square one? It's fun and easy. I never found it to be, honestly. Whenever I try to learn square one, I always forget the algorithms real fast. The parity algorithm is way too long, and I just never really get used to the notation. It's strange. Square one is such a strange puzzle, and it just never interested me. I've considered getting the new cheese square one, is it, that people are saying is really good, and maybe seeing if I can get into the event, but I'm just not that interested. Yeah, so let me check once more if there's any new comments. Let's see, do you like shape-shifting puzzles? I do like shape-shifting puzzles. One of my favorite cuboids is the 3x3x5, which is a shape-shifting puzzle. And overall, they're really fun, even for puzzles that aren't cuboids, So, yeah, anyway, those are pretty much all of the Instagram comments. Let's go ahead and see if anyone's posted on Twitter. All right. No, there's not really anything there. Maybe one. Do you speak any foreign languages? No, I do not. Yeah, that's pretty simple, I guess. I'm going to go to Facebook real fast. Yeah, I'm not really going to be editing this video. I really just kind of hope you guys enjoy the more relaxed commentary. I've really been enjoying it, actually. All right, we've got some comments over here on Facebook, so let's see what we got. Do you do intuitive or algorithmic F2L, and how will you be getting to NATS 2016? I do intuitive mostly. There's a couple of hard cases that I think I do use algorithms for, but really the algorithms are just kind of intuitive at this point, I guess. And I will be flying to nationals. Do you think that the new stack mat timer will be used in competition soon. I hope so, because I like it, and I hope it does. Also, I'm going to break in real fast in the commentary and say that we are starting the 3x3 solve. So that's pretty exciting. So this solve is almost over. So let's just see if we can go through a couple more comments here. How long did it take you to get your PB single sub 10? A couple of years, I guess, since I started speed cubing. I think I got my first sub 10 like maybe a year ago now. 9 months ago, something like that. When do you think you will pass 1 million subscribers? I think that should be more of an if. Do you think you will pass 1 million subscribers? Which I do not. I just don't think that it's possible. I mean, sure, the Maui Sha is about to hit it, but like, I don't know. I don't really understand how that's possible. So, but maybe it will. You never know. How did you get into puzzle modding? I saw amazing modders like Tony Fisher, and I thought it was cool. And I was like, I want to do that. All right. What modding tutorial channels or just modding cube channels do you know? Nerd Bubblegum is a great one. I'm actually going to be doing a collaboration with him hopefully soon. He does some great mods, and he's got some great modding videos. I'm actually going to be getting one of his puzzles pretty soon. Anyway, that's the end of the solve. So there we go. 40 minutes, 35 seconds. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, give it a like, and if you haven't already done so, like my Facebook page, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.